Hello, beautiful family. Christopher Von Dam here with Liquid Gold Honey. So today's concept is frequency. Did you know that everything and everyone has a resonant frequency? Different parts of our body have different frequencies. Different organs have different frequencies. What else? This golden plum, it has its own beautiful frequency. See that? We showed you up to everybody. Thank you. Love you too. This mango, I love mangoes, I love plum, I love pretty much food. This mango has its own frequency. See, I showed you off too. Thank you. I love you, everybody. We love you too. Anyway, everything has a frequency. So bees, like we were talking about in another video, super high frequency. The products that they make, because their frequency during the making of them gets into the product, which raises the frequency of the product, which raises our frequency when we eat it. If you don't heat it too much, like if you don't put it in a cup of like tea or coffee and then pour boiling water on it, which lowers the frequency because it has live enzymes, it has live antibacterial properties, anti-inflammatory properties. So when you put really hot, you neutralize it and remove the nutrients. Guess why? Because it's alive. So just on a scientific point of view, if you were to get a sample of raw honey and put it into a slide and view it in a microscope, you would see all of the particuli within the slide, moving around very quickly and vibrating. Why? Because it's super high frequency, which is a synonym for super high vibrational, okay? In many stores, they have honey, or it might even say raw, because there's no a lot of regulation around honey, and the legal pasteurization level is 175 degrees. They think if they can heat it up to 174, it's not pasteurized technically, so they can still put the word raw on it. So our research shows if you get above 100 degrees, definitely above 110, you start affecting the live enzymes, antibacterial properties, anti-inflammatory properties, all the nutrients that are in it. When you get to like definitely 174, 175, it's all gone. So, but they think they can legally still put this word on there, which obviously we don't add heat when we do it. Anyway, it eliminates the frequency. Like I said, it is alive, but not when you get to almost boiling, it's not, and you keep it there. The reason that some companies will do that, because when you heat the honey before you extract it from the beehive, you can actually take it out faster. When you heat the honey again, it becomes more liquidy. You could say more viscous, and people put it into bottles faster. So why? They save time. And what does that do? They save money. Because why? Time is money, because you have to pay somebody by the hour to sit there and put it in the containers, take it into the beehives, put it in the containers. So that's why maybe our products are a little bit more expensive. We don't feed sugar, because if you feed sugar while the bees are making honey, guess what? They make double amount of honey. Or I guess what some beekeepers do, they feed their bees corn syrup, or they put corn syrup in the honey, which expands it so they can make more money. We don't do any of that. And we don't add any heat when we extract or bottle, which means it takes us literally almost twice as long. And that means we're paying somebody to do this. So that's why our products are about twice the money. But you're getting the high frequency, all the benefits. So anyway, it kind of just works itself out that way. Just so you can have a better understanding on how this works, what you're getting, and that. And anyway, everything has a frequency. Like I have a frequency, which is today. Tomorrow, I might have a different frequency. Yesterday, I might have had a different frequency. And just like, so we can all shift our frequency. It can be moment to moment. You could have got like a weird text or call, which could lower your frequency, or had a conversation with your mom that could have affected your frequency in either direction, depending on what that conversation and how you took that information went. So being that we're all interdimensional beings on a galactic note, we all have the ability and power, and we all do it all the time. We raise our frequency, lower our frequency. If some people in a group were, lower frequency stuff that they're doing, and you somehow got pulled into that, it might lower your frequency for a little bit, and then you're like thinking to yourself, you're not saying anything, they're doing their thing, but you're thinking to yourself, well, you know what, this doesn't really feel good to me, like being around that behavior or topics. So you, as cool as you can, leave that group or topic or conversation, and you just kind of like shake it off. Geez, because like frequency is contagious too. It's like, if you put in physics, you put two things with a similar frequency that are vibrating similarly, eventually it's just a matter of time before that frequency syncs up. That's why, if you either observe or somebody's talking negative, and then there's a group of people, whether it's at work or somewhere else, talking negative, it doesn't really feel good, at least for me, to be around that. So I exit that. I was like, all right, good to see you guys, I gotta go. And I go, because, it's all about preserving our physical self, our mental self, our emotional self, and well-being. So anyway, we all have a frequency. Everything has a frequency. That's probably why some like super advanced beings or civilizations have mastered the frequency so well that they have also mastered dematerialization. That's why some higher frequency or beings or individuals can walk through a wall or put their hand through a wall, because they have already mastered the art of really elevating your frequency. And they've even, if you really look at the reports, they have developed ships that can go through mountains. And I don't just mean holographic mountains or mountains where there is a holographic entrance, because there are that on this planet and many other planets. I'm talking about they can actually go through mountains, certain ships. And in the galaxy, I believe that is common technology. And so that's another interesting topic about this galaxy. This is all common information to most, and guess what else? It's free. So everybody that's in the galaxy, they want you to have this information, because you should know it. And maybe for whatever reason, it has been kept from us. And it's time for people to know that, we're real special, and there's a lot more out there than what we're taught in school, than what meets the eye. So anyway, today's video on frequency, it's kind of all-encompassing. And so I work, that's why how the bees fly. They fly from their frequency. So, it's, I know this, I might probably sound crazy, but if we technically were to if we did raise our frequency enough, we could fly too. So, I think people on this planet have been, at least for some years, at least in most civilizations on the surface, are told that they're limited. They're saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. What if we weren't taught that? What if, we're told you can do this, you can do that if you really want to, and if you really focus your mind, your heart, your soul on practicing this. I mean, look at these reports of monks that levitate with a really deep meditation and practices. I mean, one, example is, how did the Shaolin monks walk on freshly fallen snow when they want to without leaving footprints? It doesn't seem possible. And don't get me wrong, they can't do this on their first day entering into the monastery. It takes decades of practice, training, studying, learning, being it. It could take minimum 20 years, but most likely 30 or 40, but it depends on your practice, your intensity. What you put in is what you get out. So I'm not recommending anybody go out and become a Shaolin monk, even though that's pretty cool, you gotta admit. But super discipline it takes. And that's a special life, a special person that is called to do that. And I respect them, and I love them, and I love you. I love all of us. So, anyway, I think that when we eat the beautiful high frequency products that bees make, I believe that that's part of the self-love. And then the more that we love ourselves, not only does the better it just makes us want to be, I believe it also helps us to love everyone. And we all can be and are one. So I'm so grateful that we are here on this planet at this time, sharing this beautiful energy and love and oneness with each other, and helping each other along the way with frequency, and in our case the bee products, helping you and the planet and the galaxy and the universe. And just by sharing this with you, it is uplifting and it is helpful to the planet and all of us and the galaxy, believe it or not, because this planet and all of us together have a collective frequency. So when we raise the frequency of the planet, guess what it does? It raises the frequency of the solar system, and the solar system frequency raises, guess what that does? It raises the frequency of the galaxy, and so on. So I love all of you so much. I'm so grateful. I love you.